You need to apply pressure to your ankles so members can better maintain their body center and make weight transfer much easier overall. Most issues with backswing problems and direction errors come from having incorrect posture setup. I tell them they get lots of misses. Hello, I'm Pro Choi Jungwon.
Pro, how many students have you taught so far?
Me? About 3,000 now.
Really? Yes. You've taught over 3,000 amateurs.
Over 3,000 amateurs, plus quite a few junior students.
Wow. Since you've taught so many amateurs, you probably know what they struggle with most and what doesn't work for them. Yes. Can you share that?
Most amateurs have swing errors, and they worry most about directional misses first. I believe one of the biggest causes is the address position. Because our setup position is wrong at address, we make the most swing errors. This makes both backswing and downswing more difficult for them. What mistakes do amateurs make? Most amateurs just think since the ball's on the ground, bend your hips and flex your knees. I explain we need proper address for lower body stability instead. Hip hinge is crucial for generating power. Maintaining neutral spine position prevents back strain during rotation and keeps you healthy. Flexing ankles and knees stabilizes lower body movement and makes weight transfer much more effective. I think you need a setup position that creates that. So address starts from feet, then ankles, knees, hip hinge, maintaining neutral body center and balance. After getting properly positioned, you need to apply pressure correctly to the pressure points on your feet during setup. That's what I teach.
Where should weight be on your feet, front or back?
I focus on 3 pressure points on the sole, under the big toe, under the pinky toe, and the heel. These 3 points are pressure points. This creates your arch and helps you maintain balance. At address, I press down through these 3 pressure points on the ground. Many golfers just bend at the hips and shift weight forward, but engaging your ankles activates your inner thighs. This gives you lower body stability. So I press down through the ankles with slight flexion, creating tension in your shins for better positioning. This gives most golfers much better lower body stability, and ankle strength is crucial for putting too. Your putter stroke improves when you engage your ankles. I used to just think about forward weight shift. Hip hinge creates power in our setup, but the key to good hip hinge is neutral spine, like in weightlifting. Your tailbone lifts with hips back and spine curved, which works for lifting, but for golf swing fundamentals. You need to tilt your pelvis forward slightly to create neutral spine, so rotation becomes much easier from this position. Rotation is difficult when your spine is curved, and while trainers say this is healthier for golf, I recommend neutral. Because rotation works much better that way.
The arch prevents injury by staying fixed like this, and this neutral position allows movement.
It becomes much more comfortable, and golfers with severe spinal curves often cannot achieve true neutral position when asked. Some golfers will find their natural posture works best, but when you can adjust your pelvis between anterior and posterior tilt. Creating neutral spine allows the smoothest rotation with minimal restriction when you can achieve this position properly. There's nothing that works for everyone. Not having back pain is most important to me. When we swing, we should enjoy the game. If you're getting hurt or injured constantly, that's not a good swing in my opinion. So I think the best approach is finding a swing that fits your own body and playing your own swing.
What's the biggest mistake amateurs make besides stress?
The most common mistake is backswing problems. That's what seems hardest for most people. Was your backswing easy when you started?
I think too much before starting the backswing.
Exactly. Most people struggle with backswing movement because I believe the body should work as one connected unit. When we start, some say move the head first, others say use your feet first, or turn your body more. There's lots of advice, but it's about overall connection. If one movement gets too big and breaks your balance, I don't think that's good. Some people use arm strength for takeaway, which makes the body stiff with no rotation. If your lower body won't move, I explain it as extending your body movement more to the right from your feet up. The biggest mistake I see is in the takeaway. Many students hear that the club and belly button should turn together. So they end up opening the club head with their hands here, which creates the most common mistake. In the takeaway, when we push the head away from center, the club face should be looking at the ball. From that position, push the club further out and the cocking and hinge naturally develop. This creates a path to the top, improving body coil. You don't see much overswing these days, right? Lower tops happen when your thoracic spine rotates properly and your hands reach that natural position. That's what I call your top position, so I tell people not to make these shapes. Many students come in after watching YouTube or Instagram thinking they need to make those positions. Second, in takeaway, when the head faces the ball, people think this position is closed. But the process of stretching our muscles from center is from this position until the club sets upright. So your lead hand should cock to reach the top, but many golfers open the head here. Then you can't rotate your body, and lifting with your arms breaks the connection. The left armpit tightening that many pros do, when takeaway pushes sideways and compresses here. Natural forearm rotation should happen, but amateurs get tight and tense here, so they use their shoulders instead. So arms drop and many golfers fall backward, which is why we need to think about lower arm rotation. During takeaway, the club face should face the ball, and when we push through takeaway to the cocking point, this lower arm rotation should happen naturally, creating our backswing top with the armpit staying tight. But many golfers use shoulders after takeaway, dropping the armpit. Many golfers separate arms from body, creating a flat swing. So for this part, if you focus more on lower arm rotation, you'll naturally create a good backswing top. You won't make the error of lifting your armpit, so you'll have a good downswing path. My third point. Another major error is creating what they call a left shoulder wall. This shoulder lifting motion is a common mistake on YouTube these days.
They talk about walls a lot.
The block isn't making a wall with this shoulder, but many people misunderstand this, basically in golf. Using the traps isn't good, and lifting this up will use the traps and create tension in the shoulders. The leftward hitting force creates impingement here, which is never good for shoulders. One major error many golfers make is thinking the swing is just rotation without understanding proper mechanics. You need rotation around an axis, but without that axis, you're just spinning. Creating a wall here causes another common error that leads to left side blocking for many students. In the downswing, your left axis forms and should allow full upper body rotation through impact completely. But when instructors say create a wall, students block with their left shoulder instead. In this blocked position, the club has to break through, so you overuse your wrists and create directional misses. More students get injured than you'd think, so I don't teach the wall as left shoulder blocking. The shoulder and neck should separate in the downswing, and I teach the wall feeling through the left side lower body. Most golfers make this mistake by blocking here during the downswing like this. Creating this wall and trying to send it through causes excessive rotation and other problems. Proper swing has the backswing drop with this separation here instead. Let Sevi's path stay clear and unblocked for better results.
How do you downswing without blocking?
Left side blocking happens mostly because you're pulling from the right side during downswing. The downswing should literally drop the club down, where your shoulder and neck separate naturally during this dropping motion. But if you think about pulling the club through, your shoulder has to lift up due to body mechanics, causing most errors. Instructions like pull through, then release create these common mistakes for many golfers.
Could you share some practice methods?
I tell my students from the top, drag the club down. This transition creates the hip turn. Hip turn happens here, rather than pulling to create a wall feeling. Drop the head first from the top position. Practice letting the club drop down first. When weight shifts, your lead shoulder and neck separate. That's how I teach it.
3 biggest amateur mistakes. First is address what's key there.
Put pressure on your ankles so students can center themselves better and engage their inner thighs. This gives stability and makes weight transfer much easier.
On the second backswing,
Right in takeaway, don't rotate, but push out from center using your lats to drive the movement. Club face looks at the ball while pushing, then the squeeze comes from trail arm rotation as the club goes up. But many members twist their shoulders and separate their arms independently, so I teach the lower arm takeaway. Lead hand cocks, so lead hand cocks while trail hand hinges more with trail arm rotation. Lift the club this way for cleaner backswing, finally downswing ya.
creating this block on the left side like this.
The punch-through idea causes problems. Think about dropping the club and delivering the head to the ball. This will drop down, so I think address is most important, and good swing is tough without proper address. I always explain this when people say they have swing problems, backswing issues, or direction problems. Most of these misses happen because the address setup is wrong from the start. Thank you very much. Thank you. Most golfers don't create that acceleration and speed. Instead, they flip at it with their hands. That's why I have them practice with a 4-iron. I don't really like telling people to sweep. I tell everyone to hit down. Never sweep it. Poor contact causes way more distance issues. When you swing from that position, it becomes much more comfortable.